Hello folks, today is Friday, November 25th, 2022. As usual, it's me, Jake, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you had a nice one. That was yesterday for recording this, but the Friday show must go on, even though I'm ready to explode, like from the food. I mean, for other reasons, but also the food. We got a lot of stuff, so let's start off with like the hot rumors. Got a couple of things. The first is a report from Insider Gaming about a new Alien game, or Aliens. Yes, the classic sci-fi horror franchise is getting more games. They've been pretty consistent with pumping out some sort of games, taking advantage of these cool, creepy aliens and the whole universe around it. I kind of really like that simple 4-player co-op shooter they put out like last year or so, but this seems to be a little bit different. The report suggests, and now this is a rumor, take this with a grain of salt, Insider Gaming is suggesting that this is a game in a similar vein to something like the Resident Evil remakes or Dead Space, which to me sounds absolutely perfect. Along with that, they did say that there are rumblings of another Alien Isolation getting shopped around, which you would assume that would be Creative Assembly to work on that again, but none of that stuff is confirmed. But then, interestingly enough, with this potential third-person action horror alien game, the report was updated with more sources suggesting that it might be developed by Grasshopper Manufacturer, which is what? It's the studio with Suda51. These are the developers behind No More Heroes, Killer 7, Lollipop Chainsaw. So that's a weird hell of a mix. It would be weird for them even to like take on what is essentially a corporate gig and make a licensed game, but maybe that's what they're gonna do. When I heard that, I was like, I don't know about this rumor now, but crazier things in the video game industry has happened, so we'll just have to wait and see what the deal is. Along with that, just a few days ago, we got a brief update on the Witcher 3's next generation updates, stuff they're adding to the PC version, but also big updates for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. CD Projekt Red held a stream, and whether or not you still trust them, they did break down details about The Witcher 3's free update that's coming December 14th with a bunch of graphical enhancements, ray tracing support, sharper textures, higher resolutions, different performance modes, stuff you'd expect. Nothing absolutely groundbreaking. Like if you're looking at a 1080p video, it'll probably look the same, but still it's free and it'll make the game look better. But also they talked a little bit about the Witcher Netflix DLC that they're adding, as well as just some updates, some quality of life updates, some fixes to the map, different sign mapping type stuff, but also different camera modes. Like there's more of like a over-the-shouldery type camera mode and fun little modifications like that you can choose if you want. More options are always good, and like if you've replayed The Witcher you know the game in and out, these little tiny things that sound like whatever, if you've played the game, some of them are going to be kind of fun to see. Also, just shout out to Screen Rant, who did an interview with head of GOG, or Good Old Games, who did essentially break down how doing games DRM free actually is a pretty good business model. And he said that the fact that GOG is still around and that Witcher was such a success, essentially, and I quote, proves it's more about releasing high quality games that can draw players' attention and let them sink into the game than showing them a distrust by applying DRM schemes that won't protect publishers from piracy anyway. Damn. I just thought that was interesting. If you like the inside baseball business type news stuff, I will link that interview in the description down below, as well as, of course, everything else we talk about here. Next up, in keeping with the rumor mill, there's more talk about when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. This has been a thing for a while, basically since the game had its leaks a couple of months ago that like everybody kind of just forgot about, right? That just kind of happened, and then that was it. But we have new speculation as to the year the game is releasing at the very least, thanks to statements and reporting filed by Microsoft, thanks to all the antitrust stuff and the Activision Blizzard merger stuff going on with them being interviewed and questioned by multiple companies, government agencies. In the UK, they are under investigation, and in one of their detailed filing things, just talking about games and stuff, there was a line that mentioned Grand Theft Auto 6 expected to be released in 2024. That's it. I know. It's not a lot to go on. It made headlines. People are very interested, especially considering it is coming from Microsoft. But even still, with as powerful as Microsoft is, that could just be speculation on their part and just kind of checking boxes or like filling in a calendar like, okay, this might come out around here. And I mean, if you look closely, straight up, they actually just sourced the Bloomberg report from a couple months back in their filing. Like that was their reference point. So I wouldn't take that as like absolute truth or anything, but maybe it's giving you a clue as to what's going on back there. I don't really know the deal with that one. I'm not in a rush. Take your time, like I always say with all these games. So That's it. But moving on, speaking of regulatory filings and stuff like that, Politico is reporting from inside sources, so of course take this all with a grain of salt. It's still a rumor as of right now, but apparently, according to people familiar with the matter, the FTC, a government regulatory agency, is planning to file an antitrust lawsuit pertaining to the Activision Blizzard merger with Microsoft. Now, we don't know anything else about that yet. We do know that that investigation has been a thing. You know, they've interviewed apparently all the heavyweights and stuff like that, but we're not going to actually know about this stuff going down until probably like next month. But that's what has been bubbling up. I saw a lot of people running with that as the truth. We don't know for sure yet, but we'll have to see where it goes. I feel like there's something new every day about Microsoft talking to legislators in different companies. All of that stuff is kind of boring, if you ask me, but it's still important to read up on. So like I say, all that info linked down there. Hey, next up, big thanks to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Enter for your chance to win an unplugged Tesla Model S Apex Plaid and support a great cause, the Peterson Automotive Museum. Now, this Tesla is absolutely wild. Over 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds, and tons of special limited features and a beautiful interior. It's the best of Tesla and then some, thanks to customization from Unplugged Performance. This thing is so nice, it's just scary. And like I said, along with this, supporting the Peterson Automotive Museum, it goes to supporting a great cause. Your donations support and go towards on-site and online educational programs so we can understand the history and the culture of the automobile and the future of transportation. They have programs for teens and young adults interested in attending trade schools, and it's just a great museum that celebrates engineering history. And they have a bunch of cool cars, too. So to potentially win a sweet Tesla Model S Apex Plaid and support the Peterson Automotive Museum, head to omaze.com/gameranx and enter now. This experience closes on January 27th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. So once again, that's omaze.com/gameranx, and thanks to Omaze for sponsoring our videos. Now, in something fun, the God of War Ragnarok director, Eric Williams, has been making the rounds, doing a lot of interviews with websites and podcasts and stuff like that, and on Kind of Funny, he expressed how much he loves Castlevania, which he has talked about in the past. He is known as kind of the Castlevania guy, playing it at work all the time, but he said that he wants to take on Castlevania. He would love to make a Castlevania game, which is pretty sick if you ask me. And this was like a pretty bold thing he said. He said he would love to make one. He said the fans have to make that happen. And he said he's probably getting in a lot of trouble right now for saying that. But yeah, would love to see it. After playing God of War Ragnarok, sure, man. You know, I feel like a lot of people could take on Castlevania at this point. So why not give it to some people that are passionate about it? Who knows, though, with Konami? I mean, like, at least we've talked about Silent Hill coming back, but I'm really curious to see how they're handling the rest of those properties. I think ultimately, eventually, they are going to bring them all out of the woodwork, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Let me know what you think about that, though. Would you be interested in playing a, Castlevania game made by a, Sony first-party developer, or would you rather see a Japanese studio take it on? Or what kind of fresh take are you looking for Castlevania? Let's talk about this stuff down there. And some other cool things I wanted to link. The first is concept art for the Splinter Cell remake that Ubisoft put out officially. Now, we talked about this last week. Some of you guys missed that, though, because Ubisoft now officially tweeted it out. They were originally just screenshots from a little announcement video they did, but people started sending them to me again like it was new news. It's not, but I just wanted to put them out there anyway, because concept art is just concept art, whatever, but this does look really cool. Also, I just love Splinter Cell, so I don't care. Just let me talk about Splinter Cell. But also, Evil West is out this week, and I just wanted to link that because I think it is a fun, dumb, silly game. For a lot of people, you might think this game is simple or, overpriced for how long it is to beat. Yes, I get it, but if you were the type of person that would go to Blockbuster and rent Dark Watch, the Van Helsing game, Dante's Inferno, just kind of like those gory, crazy, dumb, bombastic games. Evil West feels kind of like a love letter to that late PS2 to Xbox 360, PS3 era of middle of the road games. It's quirky, it's wacky, it definitely was what the doctor ordered. It's definitely what I needed, so I just wanted to shout that out. Also, we got a trailer for Broforce Forever. I did not see this coming, but this seems like a content update for Broforce that's gonna seemingly be pretty big. We don't know much about it yet. This was just a tease, but Broforce was pretty awesome, and I just, like I said, I did not expect this, but I will absolutely take it. Also, Ed Boon, that son of a bitch, teasing whatever he's working on. Everybody wants to know what Netherrealm is working on next. What big fighting game are they going to take on? There's been people suggesting that they're going to take on are they going to do like a Marvel fighting game? Everything flies around. Somebody asked him, hey, what are you working on? And he simply replied, Injustice 3 or Mortal Kombat 12. Exactly what we've kind of assumed for a while. But now at least we officially know from the horse's mouth that it's one or the other. Or neither, because he's a tricky boy, so we don't know for sure, but I just thought it was funny to share. Also, in some crazy news, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has become the fastest selling Nintendo game of all time. Nintendo has put out a statement saying it has sold 10 million physical and digital versions of the game in the first 3 days, which is absolutely insane, dude. I didn't realize how much hunger there was for this game in particular. It's crazy that it also didn't cannibalize sales by releasing 2 Pokemon games in 1 year with Arceus and now this. But here we are, and that's despite what many have called out for a pretty messy state of a Pokemon game. So, it's good that people are really voicing their concerns about how buggy and busted the game apparently is. I didn't play it. Falcon and Eric did the before you buy. I needed a break, to be honest, with all the other games. So I haven't touched it. I haven't got my hands on it, but just seeing what is out there, I think the game just always needs more love. And by them selling that many units, are they going to learn anything in this instance? I don't know for sure. But hopefully there is something to be learned. Still, if you are playing Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, and you're having fun, that's awesome too. But I just thought it was an interesting figure to point out and to kind of wrap up on. Kind of makes you think a little bit. But that's what we got for news this week. I gotta go run. I gotta go to the bathroom. So let's talk about all the news down in the comments. First of all, the antitrust Activision Blizzard Microsoft thing. What do you think's going to happen? Also, are you looking forward to jumping back into The Witcher 3? Have you played it with enough mods on PC that you don't really care about this? I'm kind of straying that line, but I like playing it on the couch, and with a DualSense controller with those features, it might be nice. But you're doing that, you're playing God of War Ragnarok. What do you think about that? Do you think Grand Theft Auto 6 is really coming in 2024? Let's talk about anything down in those comments down below. And also, don't remember that pinned comment where we ask what you're playing. Drop what you're playing this weekend for our research. It really helps us. But that's it, guys. Thank you for hanging out, getting caught up on the news with me. Very much appreciate it. Sorry I got to run, but clicking the like button does help us out very much. We would appreciate that. And if you're new, of course, we put out videos every day, so maybe subscribe. But I'm Jake Baldino. You can catch me here on my other channel, the Friends Per Second podcast, here every Friday and all the Before You Buy videos. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Have a great weekend. Pizza's all made.